Hello. Here are your tarot stacks for the week. 3 stacks of 2 cards each to choose from. This week we have an Iolite pyramid. We have a piece of golden healer quartz. And we have a blue moonstone with flash. I don't think that's getting picked up on the camera, but it's in there. This week's readings are going to be a little different. I've always used tarot in conjunction with channeling and used the cards as a jumping off point to start channeling, to open the channel and bring information through from spirit. And I'm moving toward offering deeper channeling in these weekly readings and in the daily posts that I share for the collective on Instagram. As opposed to more standard textbook meaning reads of the tarot cards. I was told by Spirit that this week's reads will be deviating a little more, even more than normal, from that standard tarot reading, and they'll be a little bit more broadly channeled. So I hope they end up being useful. Stack 1, the Iolite Pyramid. This week you have the Knight of Wands and the Eight of Wands. So this week, a little idea or a feeling may start snowballing, picking up speed, gaining size and importance, and it might be occupying your thoughts even more than it has been or more than usual, or feel more important than it ever has. This thing, whatever it is, it's suddenly taking shape or taking a new shape and gaining all this progress seemingly out of nowhere. The progress could be internally, developing ideas or understanding for yourself, having feelings start to crystallize and become clear, having things really seem possible. Or it could be external, with events happening, kind of unfolding around you in real time, taking shape and just moving right along, getting underway. The Eight of Wands is rapid progress. And with that kind of pace, there could be an element of overwhelm or even disbelief here with this. If we've been stuck on something or held in a kind of rut of no movement for a while, having things start to pick up out of nowhere can be jarring. Even if you've been looking for the information and seeking actively or waiting for answers, having it all start to arrive at once could be overwhelming and even surprising, even if it's completely welcome. So taking things one at a time and kind of surfing the waves of movement as things start to just take place really quickly could be useful. Stack 2, the Golden Healer Quartz. This week, you have the Three of Swords and the Four of Pentacles. So having a disappointment or a loss or some element of grief is a unique experience. There's really nothing else like it emotionally. It's very specific and unique. And when we share our feelings with someone, even just a little bit of them, like telling someone that we're disappointed, if and when that person responds in a way that minimizes or washes past the feelings, whether it's intending to or not, it can be even more isolating, just terribly isolating, for lack of a better word. I'll repeat that. If we experience anything, something that causes painful feelings to some degree, reaching out to someone and then being shut down can cause the original feelings to intensify, adding an element in of being misunderstood or not making the connection, being kind of denied, not getting that integration of energy that you might be looking for. So sometimes it's better to sit with our experience privately for a while if we aren't sure there's a safe person to hear us, or if we don't want somebody else's energy kind of pushing in on our experience in any way. It can be beneficial to take some time separately, privately, to have the experience for what it is on our own, whether it's disappointment, grief, anything that's sort of requiring processing, before we try to explain or reach out or be heard by someone else. Once things are a little more solidified, if someone else's energy starts kind of pushing in on ours, we'll be better able to manage it. So with these this week, allowing yourself time and space to have something just be for a little while without involving anybody else yet might be important. Stack 3, the Moonstone. This week you have the Nine of Cups and the Hermit. Okay, in certain situations, we already have everything that we need. Everything is already there. If we're looking to solve a problem or figure something out, seeking answers like the Hermit, we might be looking over and over to people outside of ourselves, people that we consider experts or authorities, people who have different bodies of knowledge from ours. There are so many situations where we really do need this, like doctors who can diagnose and treat medical situations. And then there are plenty of other situations, and sometimes even the same situations, where we also need to be seeking that information from within. It might be happening at the same time. We go outside and receive outside assistance and advice, medical treatment, for example. And at the same time, we go inward and find that we have a completely different, additional set of information, equally important, another angle from the inside. It's easy to forget this as we outsource decisions to those who know better or know more, who are experts in whatever we're dealing with. But no one else at all ever is occupying our mind and body. No one else has had the same set of experiences we have, even if they're a twin, for example. It's not the exact thing. It's always going to be unique to some degree. And that forms the programming and the hardware that is ourselves, right? So no one but our own self is the expert on ourself. So in addition to having leaders, teachers, guides, people who are aiding in whatever way, remember to take yourself into account when assessing something. Remember that you already have more information, knowledge, awareness, a lot more inside than you might be initially taking into account. Thank you for watching. I hope those channeled readings are useful. I'll have to watch this back and see if it all makes sense or not. It came through kind of pretty quickly. I hope that it is useful, and good luck out there this week.